Hello everybody, look out, it's the tower, specifically the tower from the Night Sun deck. It's a powerful image, undoubtedly. I mean, the tower is a powerful image in any tarot deck, you know. However, it is my view that the tower and the Night Sun is a little more subdued to the tower energy you get in the Waitsmith. The Tot is another one. The tower is also usually quite shocking, isn't it? Now, I don't intend to speak about the archetype of the tower. I want to focus on the Night Sun tower. So let's do that right now. So there isn't a great deal of detail, I feel, in this one. There's a lot of detail in some of the other mages in the Night Sun. I think the tower, like I say, is a bit more of a subdued tower energy, if you like. And let me try and explain to you why. Now, the Night Sun tells us that it is indeed tarot key number 16. It is signified by Mars, the planetary influence of Mars. And there's the Hebrew letter of Phi, or Phi, Phi, P-H-E. My Hebrew is rather poor, so you tell me how to pronounce it. However, very different vibe to a lot of other things. Yes, you do have this force coming from the sky. So, you know, you got the lightning in the background. In early tarot decks, the tower was often called the Tower of God, bringing to mind the Tower of Babel. There is a biblical vibe about this. There really is. You know, it's built in a sort of arid desert land. These scales, or whatever they are, these hanging plant holders, I don't know. It does feel biblical in a lot of ways. Is this meant to be the Tower of Babel? I don't know, but profoundly, it's not being destroyed. We're not having that tower moment of destruction. There also isn't. I can't tell if there's any. I don't think this is a person falling. There are no falling figures, which is interesting. That's why I think it's not quite as violent or destructive as a lot of tower cards that are out there. If you were to read the book that comes with it, La Torre, it talks about openness, which is interesting, and immersion too. There is a vibe of breaking, construction. I don't know, this is a very solid looking tower in this card, which is interesting. I find it fascinating. It does tell us about sudden changes, but also prosperity, which is fascinating. Vigilance, enlightenment. Now, there is definitely an enlightenment vibe in some of the other tarot decks depiction of the tower. You know, that sudden change that brings forth enlightenment. Catastrophe is a word that's used, and we're very much in tune with that, I think, with the tower card. Crisis, absolutely. Imbalance, which is interesting. I mean, these hanging baskets, as I described them earlier, they do bring to mind like the scales of justice, but they're singular. They're not attached to anything. Now, how close can we get to look at this tower card? The interesting thing about this is there are no falling figures. This tower is not showing destruction in any way, but you've got this really strange organic thing alluded from it. It's very Lovecraftian, I think. I mean, is this some form of creature? I mean, if you can't really. I mean, is it limbs? You know, there could be like legs and arms. It's pretty gross, to be fair. It's pretty gross, but it is exuding something. Something is coming forth from this tower. Something is being birthed almost. I've never really thought of it about that way, to be honest. But yeah, so like I say, a different vibe to your average tower card, I think. Behind him, you've got some sort of seal going on. There's the Star of David up there. There are what I believe could be Hebrew letters. And I think this is an 8-starred, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, an 8-rayed star behind it. That could bring forth all sorts of different correspondences. But yeah, not quite a destructive tower vibe as we're accustomed to, perhaps. A good one, though, I think. A good one. The question posed by the Night Sun deck when the tarot comes up is, what must I free myself from to release my energies? Which is a cracking question, especially when you put it in the context of the tower. So a very positive tower card, very positive Mars energy about it as well. Mars gets a bad rap, I think, but not so much in the Night Sun in this depiction of the tower. I'll repeat that one last time. What must I free myself from to release my energies? That's the tower from the Night Sun deck.